guys, I hope you're having a great day. So in this video, I'm going to be working on a fun Christmas wreath idea. I actually have a few different wreaths that I want to work on, but I've decided to split those up into two different videos. But in today's video, I'm going to be making a wreath using mostly items from around my yard. So I'm going to walk around the yard, see what kind of greens I can find, and make a pretty festive wreath for the back door. So that's what I'm sharing in this video. Let's get started. So after I had my greens cut from around the yard, I just set everything up on my table outside and got to work on my wreath. I'm just using a metal or a wire wreath form. I think I got this one at Dollar Tree, and then some paddle wire, which you can pick up at pretty much any craft store or craft section. I think I picked this one up at Walmart, and then some wire cutters. I'm just going to attach the paddle wire to my wreath form, and then I will wrap it around a couple of times, pulling it tight before I get started adding my greens. And you do not want to cut the wire. We're just going to work with one continuous piece of wire, and you want to definitely wrap it securely. You want to pull it snug, but you don't want to pull it too tight where you'll break the wire. And as you wrap your greens onto the wreath form, you definitely want to keep pulling it really snugly because the greens will dry out a little bit, but we're close enough to Christmas, they're not going to dry out a whole lot depending on your environment, of course. So I'm just going to start by adding my greens. I'm just going to make little bundles of the different types of greenery that I found around my yard, and then I'm going to wire wrap them onto the wreath 2 to 3 times, pulling snugly, and then I'll continue wrapping bundles around the entire wreath until I get to the end. And when I got to the end where I'm back to my starting point, I just tucked the last bundle underneath the first bundle that I had started and wire wrapped those in place. And then I just cut the wire with a long piece where I could kind of string it through the wire frame and twist it and secure it in place. And basically the wreath is done. I just tucked in a few extra pieces here and there, and then of course I'm going to add a really pretty bow. So for my bow, I'm using this really pretty ribbon that I picked up at Dollar Tree. It's a red and black check print. It's wired ribbon with a metallic edge. I just thought it would be a really pretty and bright pop of color on my wreath. So I'm just starting at the end of the ribbon and making a simple loop, and I will hold that secure in my fingers, and that is what I'm going to work from. I'm making another loop on the other side, and then I'm twisting the ribbon because it does have a front and a back to this ribbon, and I definitely want the right side of the ribbon facing out for each loop. So I'm just twisting it as I go to make sure the correct side of the ribbon is facing out. And I ended up making 6 loops with this particular ribbon for my bow, and then the last of the ribbon I will make 2 large loops, and that will actually be the tail ends of my bow in the end. And so I will secure everything in place where my fingers are. As I'm continuing to work, I'm just holding everything tightly in the center, and I will secure that spot right there with the paddle wire, and that's what I will also use to secure it to my wreath. After I had everything secured with the paddle wire, I cut the 2 larger loops in half because those are going to be my tail ends, and then of course I dressed up the ends a little bit further by cutting the little V-notch at each end of the ribbon. So I ended up with 4 tail ends altogether, and you can see that here. And now my bow is ready to be attached to my wreath, and I'm using the paddle wire that I left attached to the bow to secure it in place. I am loving how this wreath turned out. I think it's so pretty, and there's so many different things you could use in making a wreath like this. And because I used just a few greens from around my yard, it really didn't cost too much money to make. And I really enjoy tucking greens in flower pots like you see here, just adding that little fun natural touch into my Christmas decor. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, or comment to let me know. I'd really appreciate it. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and thanks for watching.